Getting your usernames right. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Tristan Griffiths. You can find me as ImTristanG across all the socials. So please do connect with me wherever you most like to hang out and let's have a conversation. Today I want to talk to you about getting your usernames right. Whether you're just starting out on social media or you've been on it for a little while and you're across a number of different platforms, one of the biggest reasons that people will find it easy to discover you and you'll raise your visibility is based around your username. Now, quite often when we come to work with people, if they're already established or they've set up a few platforms, they haven't necessarily done it the best way. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people, as they join different platforms, they're doing it ad hoc and in a hurry, and so they're setting up each platform as an individual entity. Now, the big problem with that is that they are not necessarily being consistent with their brand. And we all know the importance of building a strong brand comes down to the branding, which is colors, is fonts, is tone of voice. But your username is a key part of that. Now, if you're already set up and you've got lots of usernames on different platforms that are all different, there is a little workaround that I'm going to come to in a minute. But first off, for those of you who are new, that don't necessarily have an established space on social media yet, haven't necessarily built your brand, or maybe you're just starting out, this first part is for you. So when you're setting up your usernames, it's really important that your username is something that is recognizable to your brand and it's consistent across platforms. You'll notice at the beginning I said find me as ImTristanG across all the socials. That means you can literally go and look me up on the different platforms using one username. It means that you're more likely to discover me if you found me on one platform. You can go and look for me on another, even if you hadn't heard me say it. So what I'm doing is I'm being consistent with the name, the branding across all the different platforms. Now, if you haven't done this, it's really important that you find a way to get people to connect with you across the different platforms. Now, quite often you'll get to a platform after you've established a name, and one platform you might not be able to get the username. Now, what do you do in this instance? Well, it's quite simple. If you've got multiple different usernames across different platforms, another way to get people to be able to connect directly to you or to direct people to your social platforms is to do similar to what I've done on my website. Even though I've got the username on across social, it's really important that you make it easy. Make everything about the customer journey and the customer experience. Make it as good as it can be. Make it the absolute best version of that journey that you can create today. So if you want to drive people to your social platforms, how can you make that so simple that people can't get lost, that they can't end up in the wrong place, they can't connect with a brand that they think is you but maybe aren't quite sure? Well, if you own your own website, which I highly advise you do because as part of building your own brand, business or personal brand, it is really important that you have your own owned entity. So your website, you control the user experience, you control the whole thing, whereas on social media you're leaving it in the hands of the people who run the platform, and they could change everything at any minute. You never know, the platforms might close, they might completely change the rules, and everything you've been building there will go away. So within your website you can do what we refer to as a redirect, which allows you to set up a URL or a web address, so a website address that would lead you to the social media platforms. So for me, if you go to imtristang.com / and then you put in a social media platform, so maybe you'd put Instagram and that would lead you to my Instagram account, or / Snapchat and that would lead you to my Snapchat account. Now, what you need to consider there is what I've built is that I can literally say, go to imtristang.com / and then put in your favorite social platform and it will take you to that platform so we can connect. What have I done? It doesn't matter if my username isn't the same, because now I've given people a way to go and to connect. If all your usernames are different, when you're doing your marketing and things like that, it doesn't look neat, it doesn't look tidy. So it's important that you make it look as neat and tidy as possible. So you could have the web address that is imtristang.com / Instagram / Snapchat / Facebook, and you get the idea. What we're doing is making it look neat and tidy and on brand. Now, that's my biggest advice for you, is make sure that you get your usernames and leading people to connect with you on social all in order. If you've already got stuff out online where you've maybe got usernames that are different and you put stuff out, I wouldn't advise changing your usernames. My number one thing would be, if you can, get every single username the same. If you can't get everything the same, then make it easy for people to go and connect with you. And instead of driving people and saying, go connect with me on Facebook as, go connect with me on LinkedIn as, what you do is you drive them to your website. So you might have either just the redirects, or you might just have a page that's imtristang.com/socials, where they could go and they could find all of the social profiles in one place. And that's how you would start to talk about it. So dependent on your circumstance, how you deal with it and how you drive people to engage with you on social media and to discover you will change dependent on your circumstance. So if you are set up with all the usernames, do exactly like I do. Find me as ImTristanG across all the socials. If you're not, you would either have a social page with every platform that you're on there, or you would set up individual redirects. And actually, I would highly recommend, if you have different usernames, that you actually do both of these things. So I hope you found that useful, guys. This is a video series that I'm actually just changing. We've been doing this for a little while. There's, I think, 60 or 70 episodes already, but this is 8 minutes of knowledge sharing. It comes out at 8 a.m. Primarily at Facebook, and then syndicates across the web. So wherever you're watching this, I'd love to know what you thought about this content. I'd also love to know what else you'd love me to cover and to teach you in a short 8-minute segment. It's all about you. It's all about how I can help you. For those who are already following me, you'll know, and those who are new, my own personal motto is that I selfishly want to help everyone. So let me know what you want me to cover, and I'll go into that in an 8-minute chunk for you. If it's a little bit more in depth, we'll cover it in a couple of episodes. But this is 8 at 8. You can find it via the hashtag using 8 at 8. Find it on your favorite platforms. Do connect with me as ImTristanG across all the socials. Go out there, look at your usernames today, look at the user experience and how you can make that better. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please do leave a comment. Make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget, hit the share button, tag someone below. You never know who might thank you today for connecting them with this, introducing them to the idea and helping them to become more visible and to tidy up their usernames across social media.